All right.
Hi, guys.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Thirsty, keep the claps going. Y'all been waiting on this one. Game been waiting on this one. Yeah, okay. It's straight, you know. Let me be clear before I introduce myself. They've been begging me to be here. So go ahead, put the clapping back on. God.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I ain't gonna lie, you snap.
I was good.
I ain't gonna lie, you got me. You got me.
I did not. Oh shoot! I did not want to show my hairline. It is what it is. It's too late. All right, stop. This is my real hairline, guys.
Oh, yeah, you always have a hat on whenever we record.
I meant to go get a hat.
I got the league hat over there.
At this point, it doesn't matter. I already started.
You know,
We a whole minute in.
I mean, it's a minute.
Yeah,
Y'all already.
I don't want to edit.
Y'all already an
I'm
hour
not trying
plus
to
late.
edit. I'm not trying to edit.
Oh, okay.
I'd rather just.
Anyways,
Get into it, man.
welcome back to the Uncommons podcast.
Yeah.
My name's Landine, and you already know that's Josh. And
Yes, sir.
today, go ahead. You can introduce yourself since you're so hyped. We'll keep the clap on for you. Go ahead. Leave it on for him.
Sorry.
It's hurting his heart. He can't hate on me right now. It's your boy, Jacob Simius, brother of Josh Simius, schoolmate of Landine.
That's true.
And out here, I don't know what we getting into, but let's see what we get into, man. Let's have a good time.
Before we actually get into the episode, how was your week, Jacob? Last week, the weekend.
So my week was typical. I went to work. Came home, went to work. Came home, went to work. But at night, you know, we have VBS this past week.
Mm-hmm.
Good times. Switched departments. I went from arts and crafts to games this year. I also retired off the stage performances. My last performance was on Monday. And then I
What
finally,
performance were you doing?
like the performance at the end every night
With the
with the kids, yeah.
with the boys.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I officially retired that. You know, that was like a 15-year contract. Put the new kids on. I put the new kids on.
You only did it for 2 years, 3 years.
I'm not talking about just VBS. I'm talking about my whole whole rap sheet. man.
No, you did not.
I'm talking about okay.
so you're not gonna be on the stage anymore?
I'm not on the stage no more.
What is the reasoning for that?
I just feel like it's time to move on. Like it's time to give it to the kids, man. I mean, they've been looking up to us, and I'm 24. I'm still doing that. Like
But that's cap. The
What's
real
cap?
reason is just you don't want to do it.
that's not true.
That is true though, because
Those-
if I ask y'all to do it, y'all the one thing is, oh, I don't want to do it, and then y'all come up with the excuse of, oh, I'd rather just bring up the other younglings, the other youth.
Josh, I've been I've been trying to stop doing this for like 3 years.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Stop. You
I've
wanted
been
to
trying to
stop
I've been
doing it.
trying to like move, like pass it off, but it's like every time it's like, I get up there and I just can't stop. Even Monday, I wasn't supposed to do it. I went and did it because it's like, man, just get it. Mic was already in my hand. I did what I had to do. But then this week, I wasn't there the whole week because I had work 2 of the nights.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Friday night, I had left early for Tampa. So it was like, if I'm not going to be here, no one else is going to do it. Now he's still going to do the backflip, but he's not mainly the guy to do it. Hayden and not braided, Brendan. Them boys been wanting to do it, but it was always us doing it. And you know, at first, when I first let them do it, I passed the mic to Brendan on Tuesday. I didn't even pass it to him actually. I was just doing what I always do, like just showing them boys. Like every time the lyrics come up, it's like
Brandon?
Brendan Fedling's son.
That's not his name. Well, I don't know his name.
Brendan.
It's not Brentley?
Brent Lee.
Wow.
Oh my god.
My fault, ZB. But Brentley, I was putting it to the crowd so they could sing the lyrics, and then I put it to my backup dancers because that's what Overcomers was. They was my backup dancers. I gave it to them boys.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, y'all boys, sing the lyrics, sing the lyrics. I went to Bruce, I went to Hayden, and then Brentley took it out my hand,
I saw that.
and he started doing it, and I was like, go off, like what? He did it for the rest of the night, and I was like, yo, you just signed a 10-year contract, Playboy. You just signed a 10-year contract, man.
But other than that, how was your week?
Well, VBS itself was fun. It sucks that I had to miss Friday, because Friday's usually the best day.
But yeah, I wasn't there to know who won. If the guys, or
I don't
girls
know
won.
who won, but I know the
They was
boys.
supposed to say it Sunday.
They didn't say it Sunday yet.
Oh.
The boys was blowing them out. That's how I know the boys won, because
Okay.
they ain't say it. Boys was blowing them out. 'Cause
And sorry.
the girls would come through and drop 100, and then they dropped 200. But every time the boys lost, they came back and doubled up. The girls dropped 200, and they was like, "Dang, ain't no way the boys catch no boy dropped 400,
On Wednesday.
4 PF." You know what I'm saying?
Jeez.
So them boys,
Don't do that.
them boys dropped 400 on the last night I was there. So they were here, they were ready. So I feel like the boys won. I mean, you can't really come back from that.
Yeah, but the lady was collecting $700.
Oh yeah, she doesn't play. I don't know her name.
Sebliz. Collecting.
The one oh you weren't
Hustle.
there on Tuesday.
$700.
Wait, you were there.
Seb Blizz,
Mm-hmm.
You weren't here Tuesday?
I was there Tuesday.
Yeah, that's why the ladies won because of her. She was still collecting after they called for.
I owe her some money, and I wasn't going to give it to her this week because, nah, you're not getting me like that.
And she was even getting the boys to pay to send the money to Keisha to pay
Low-key
for the
cheating.
girls.
It's low-key cheating.
Uh,
That's scalping. That's definitely scalping. But hey, when
Hey, I mean,
you know when
that's what y'all got to do.
that's what you got to do when
That's
you
what y'all
can't
gotta
win by normal means.
I respect it.
You got to go.
Do what
You
you
know,
gotta do, man.
do what you got to do.
You got to cheat. You got to cheat.
You got to
know what I'm
cheat,
saying?
man. That's tough.
It is what it is.
I wouldn't do that personally.
Right. But,
I ain't gonna
they needed to.
I ain't gonna knock nobody else.
You know what I'm
saying? So
anyways, so we got two guys. Y'all trying to gang up on me because it's just.
I'm
one
just saying.
female.
as for the weekend, you didn't go to Busch Gardens?
No.
Slept. That was a fun trip. Busch Gardens. I was in Tampa for some other business, but I met up with the church on Saturday for Busch Gardens. I ended up coming back Sunday morning. But man, Busch Gardens was a time. I just love being with my brothers, not just like my actual blood brothers, but like brothers of the church, having a good time together. We had a lot of conversations. Lately, I feel like after COVID, it's been difficult for everybody to like get back to
Normal.
linking up and stuff. So I feel like that was just like the switch that needed to be flipped so that we could actually start linking up more and stuff. Cause it's crazy out here, man. I mean, once you grow up, you grow up. I went to a funeral in Jersey with my mom 2 weeks ago, and she hadn't seen a lot of those people in decades. So, and those were her childhood friends that, they still all love each other and talk to each other, but it's like they haven't seen each other since who knows how long. And I just hate, I hate the idea of having to wait until a funeral
Yeah.
or a wedding or a baby shower for us to link up, because that's just pitiful to me. So I'm trying to keep these bonds tight. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't really trust people out in the world these days. But, these are my brothers, so those are my guys.
Right.
Putting him to
Anyway.
sleep.
sorry.
Excuse me, man.
Good job. So how was your weekend?
My week was good. I was also at VBS some of the days. I wasn't there all week, but I was there throughout the week. So that's really all I did, and also the podcast. The weekend, me and my sisters, we actually took a trip to Lake Okeechobee. I think that's what it's called. We took like a road trip. It was actually fun. So we left like at 11 o'clock, and it's like an hour drive, and we actually got lost because the way the map was like set up for you to get to actually like Lake Okeechobee was like the wrong way. We had to like basically follow the signs that were over there to find how to actually get to the lake. But it was fun. We went through Belgrade, went through other towns.
I went through the hood.
Yeah, it was our first.
Belglade is not the.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's
You've
the
never been to
Belgrade.
Belglade, all right. Belglade has some hood aspects to it, but when you keep going west, fam, that's like more country than it is the hood.
I feel like there was some country part in Belgrade, but it was
I don't feel like
hood.
One spot I went to, I said I'm never going back over there.
But I mean, for me, Belgrade reminded me of like 45th and Palm Beach Lakes. Honestly, when I was passing through Belgrade, that's what reminded me. That's what it reminded me of.
45th
Yeah.
Street
That's what it reminded
on
me
the
of.
east side.
But
I guess east side, yeah.
that was my weekend-ish. You?
They be cool over there though.
So
Yeah, how was your week, Josh?
my week was. This time I'm gonna let you guys decipher if it's trash, because there's this whole thing on this show where I say my week is trash and I'm learning to do better. But I'm gonna say how my week was, and then I'm gonna let you guys decide if it was trash or not.
Yeah.
So that way I'm not saying it.
Okay.
So starting off, we had VBS. Now, the Sunday before VBS even started, we had to come up with, we as in like me and the youth council, we had to sit down and come up with a whole lesson plan for all the kids that are 13 and up.
I can't lie, that's trash.
Sunday,
That's trash.
right before.
Who put you up to that? Yeah, that's trash.
So Sunday, I don't know if I should say her name. I'll cut it out. Sunday, right before we had to do the whole VBS thing, I had to come up with a schedule, arts and crafts, lessons, and then games for the kids, all in one day. This is why I'm gonna play this little video real quick. This is why I'm gonna play this little video.
This is the time, man. God give me the power. I love you, everybody. 1, 2, 3, let's go.
The next few weeks, is this.
Yeah, hold on, yeah.
The next few days was that.
Dirty Haiti.
Sure.
But
Going for the country, man.
I kept it pushing.
Come on, man. Yep. Yeah. Almost
The
forget.
compa.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
So I ended up finishing the week off strong. Right? So
It's not about how you start, it's how you finish, and whether you finish all together. What
Yes.
you talking about? Love to see it, man.
Yes.
I feel like for the youth, the VBS ended up being pretty good though.
But for her,
that's-
it wasn't enough.
But that's what I'm saying. I ended up finishing strong at the end.
Right.
So it was a whole lot of stress. Now, in between that, I had work, So I was only there for 2 days. And there was one day in particular where I literally forgot the whole lesson we were supposed to do that day. I think it was Tuesday, the day I came. The first day I came. And I was supposed to lead the lesson. Totally forgot the whole lesson. And I was just like, just remember the verse, guys, because I honestly don't have a lesson. At this point, I can't really feel bad because, like, you made me come up with this whole thing the day before. Mm-hmm. So I can't really feel bad. And then we had this whole beef at the church that we're trying to figure out with the whole English service situation, where we had to make good with the maestro of the church or whatever. So we went ahead and patched that up during that week. I think we did that Tuesday night.
Yeah.
So that was a whole thing. We had to go through a meeting. I kept hearing cap, but at the end
I
of the
heard
day,
a whole lot of cap too. But it wasn't my business.
at the end of the day, it was more about, okay, I'm not gonna sit here and keep arguing about the crap. I'm just gonna figure out, okay, what's the best way and what's the non-selfish way, and how, as a leader, I should be the one to be the bigger one and be like, you got it, bro. We'll do it your way. And it's not like him. For him, it's like, we'll do it your way and you're gonna fail. And when you fail, you'll see that you'll fail. For me, it's more so, if we're gonna do it your way, let's make sure we do it right. You know what I mean? So I in that whole meeting, I was just mad, but I was just holding it in because, you know, I had Reggie. This is the whole point of the team. I had Reggie telling me, yo, we have the Band-Aid on the wound. Don't rip off the Band-Aid. I have Calvin, on the other hand, telling me, yo, sometimes you just have to take joke as a joke, because there was an instance where he was joking, saying that, you see there's something wrong with the live, it's your fault. And then to me it wasn't funny, because it's like you were just yelling at me and you're saying that it's my fault, so I just did it, and you're still saying it's my fault. And I did it the way he wanted me to do it. So
Right.
fast forward, I had Alex telling me again, like, there's certain ways we have to go about things. Sometimes we just have to let people do what they have to do so that we can come up. So instead of me being selfish, I listen to everybody, and I'm like, yo, I agree with you. I'm not gonna, like, I'm going against all of my ideas, because honestly, the way I am, I'd rather just be upfront and be straightforward,
They get the job done.
which is better
It gets the
in
job done.
my opinion. But then that's selfish, because then I leave. One, it's either he'll leave the church and then now we don't have nobody to play. Two, everybody else is gonna be feeling some type of way, because if I'm not in the situation, it's gonna be tense for them. So I had to think about everybody else. So at that point, it was just like, all right, let's just get rid of this and then move on forward. Because at the end of the day, we all trying to get to the same point.
Facts.
So
I mean, I agree and I don't agree at the same time, and I feel like you're still kind of conflicted about it. You're just trying to, like, go about it the right way. Personally, me, I hear everything that you said and went through, and I feel like God sent those people, because there's no way 3 people is coming to you practically saying the same thing. I've witnessed things like that in my life where I'm looking for an answer and God will send. I remember I got an answer from someone at FIU about something in the Bible about discipleship, and then came back here. My dad has no idea who's over there. I came back here. I talked to my dad about it. He says the exact same thing, used the exact same reference, and I was like, okay, God, I hear you. I got my answer. So 3 people coming to you telling you basically the same thing, I'm going to say that's God. You know, I'm going to chalk it up to God, and I'm going to say you made the right decision. But if he's wrong, though, you know what I'm saying?
right, and
If he's wrong, he's wrong. And that's just absolute sometimes, you know? especially when you know you're right. You have proof that you're right, and when you do things your way, they work.
But it's not even my way.
Or not necessarily.
It's more
your
of
way,
like the principle of doing matter of fact, doing it the way that they want it, and I'm still wrong. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when it came to like the English service, I was supposed to just start the English service, right? In my head, I was just gonna start it. I didn't need to talk to nobody, blah blah blah. Then I go around saying, "Hey, we're gonna start this. We're gonna start this. This is the date we're gonna do it." They're like, "What do you mean? You have to have a meeting because such and such don't." And I get the point. So then I'm like, "All right, let me have the meeting. Let me make sure everybody is involved. Everybody is involved, and yet I'm still wrong." So I just end up doing it their way again.
Given what I've seen, everybody's been involved and nobody's showing up, you know? So at that point, that's when I'd be like, okay, I've done things your way. I had the meeting that I felt was unnecessary. I've came and I've talked to you. I've been open on both sides. It's not about me wanting to be selfish at this point. And this is where I would talk to my team, because I've been in predicaments like this as well. I would talk to my team and I'd be like, guys, I think we have tried to do it the right way, and I think we've tried to do right by them, and it just hasn't been working. And they've been falling short even when we've done things their way.
So here's the thing with
I
that.
think we should start to
Do it our way.
do it, not necessarily do it our way, but like do it the right way, the way that we know already works.
So the thing with that is, I've said this, but then it has to go through our dad. So the thing with my dad is, he's the type to like, he'd rather show you you're wrong rather than tell you. So
He has
whole
to stay
time
neutral though.
and he has to stay neutral, which I understand. So whole time, like when we were having the meeting, he's there. He's not really trying to say that bro is wrong, but everything he's saying, it's saying that he's wrong.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, he's always gonna say like, I agree with you, and that's why I did what blah blah blah. But then it's like, you're not. He's not really seeing like he's wrong, and he's never. And this is what I realized with Haitian people, I just realized this on Sunday, because we had a whole big fight on Sunday.
This past Sunday?
Yes. So
Father's Day?
Yes.
Oh,
So
what was I?
So this is how I know, like, Haitians, their pride will ruin this team. It will ruin the church, because nobody wants to say that they're wrong. Nobody wants to say sorry to each other. Nobody wants to be like, all right, you got that. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically what I did, nobody wants to do that. That just shows the type of character that I am.
With dude?
Yes. Okay. So bro got mad because other dude, he was touching the live. So he starts cursing in the church. he's like, make sure if he wants to be here, he needs to put his butt here.
Yeah.
Cursing though.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, bro, if right now is not the time to keep talking about it. Right now is the this is the time to fix it.
I just fix it.
If you feel like if we have to talk about something, we'll talk about it after. But I always preach like, yo, if there's something wrong, fix it right now. Don't try to, okay, now we arguing, trying to figure out who did what. Like, no, there's no point in doing all that stuff. My whole thing is, because we're a team, we'll figure it out later. Right. But right now, let's be a team and let's work on fixing it. But as I'm explaining that to him, he's like, I don't care. He needs to understand he's wrong because I didn't do nothing wrong. But you're wrong, though.
You're wrong right now.
You're wrong right now because, one, you getting out of pocket for no reason. At least not right now. Like, right now is the time to fix it. And when I checked the reason, there was really no reason why he was getting this hot. You know what I'm saying? So then I go bring it to other bro. because I have to let him know because I don't want there to be the same thing where it's unspoken beef.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's weird.
So I'd rather just, yo, bro's mad at you because you didn't tell him. And I told him where he was wrong. I said, if Dice texted you, you and Dice were wrong. Because if one, Dice should have said that there was a certain mix on that was done on the mixer to fix the live.
I don't know if
He should have.
I don't know if we say names.
Oh,
Oh, you can mute it.
I just fix it, bro. Buddy should have said that if you're fixing the live or whatever, if there's a certain mix, he should have let everybody know. That was their fault because they didn't text nobody and let anybody know that, yo, this is what I did to the mix. So the whole time you talking about communication, you not even doing it. You know what I mean? And I can't call you out because if I call you out, you're going to be like, but I did. Yeah. And you're going to give me so many excuses on why, you know what I mean? Like, so.
At people low key, we're not even meeting we're not meeting early Sundays no more. Like before the service.
There's no point. Because the point of us meeting was, that's why I stopped coming. Because the point of us meeting.
Saturdays or Sunday?
On Sunday morning.
Yeah, I'd just be late. I ain't gonna lie.
I just stopped coming because the point of us meeting on Sunday, and that's why I'm gonna stop coming on Saturday too. The point of us meeting was to build chemistry. You can't have a team without chemistry.
Okay, yeah.
And the whole point of us was to spill our tea, get our stuff out, and say like, yo, you messed up on this. Hold each other accountable. But even in the church, we're not allowed to do that.
And that is, I feel like that's.
I'm not saying we're not allowed to do that. I'm just saying.
You said what?
Not holding each other accountable and pride is going to be like the Haitian church's downfall. I'm not going to say all of them, but most of them.
I feel like it's in most, like if you just know Haitians, you know it's in most churches, if not all. Mm-hmm. The way I see it, it's really just going to come down to who's willing to bow their head first. Because at the end of the day, we all here to serve.
Right.
And it's not just serve Christ, but serve each other. And to serve each other, we all have to lay our bodies down, you know, put your hands down, drop your guard, and just be open with one another, you know. It's bad enough as it is with everyone trying to be the one who's right. And the worst part is nobody wants to be wrong. Nobody wants to be the person who is at fault. Me, before I went back to school, I was the chief audio engineer. You know how many mistakes I made? You don't learn without making mistakes, though. And a lot of times it fell on me, and those guys would get on me. And what would I say? I say, yeah, that's my fault. We're going to learn to do better. I'm going to make sure the guys I'm teaching know to do better, and that we all learn from this mistake so that only one person has to make this mistake. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, a lot of times, and what I see is that these guys make mistakes in secret, and they watch other people make the same mistake, and then they'll be like, how do you know, like, how come you didn't know not to do that? Mm-hmm. And you already made that mistake. You didn't tell nobody. You ain't teach nobody nothing. You just try to keep it a secret, and when it came out and about, you didn't want to take responsibility for it. Right. You know, and it's like a ghost is not doing these things. The Holy Ghost only show up when we all in there. So you by yourself, just be honest. Why are you lying? There's no reason to lie, especially to people who know better. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, you know, I'm trying to get back into the mix of things. I've been trying to get back everywhere, you know, between music, the children's ministry. I feel like I've been like before I left in 2019, actually, not even after COVID. Mm-hmm. I was spreading myself thin in that church, I realized. And then when COVID happened, I had a chance to like slow down and just focus on one thing. But once everything started coming back up again, that's just one more thing that I was spreading myself into, because I was on Sodots. I was a maestro of the youth band, just the band in general. It wasn't even the youth band no more, because we was having grown-ups come play with us. Mm-hmm. I was doing children's ministry, I was doing youth ministry. I was doing the building committee. So we were fundraising. I was on the committee for that to schedule fundraisings, make sure the money is all counted, make sure people are just doing their jobs, and just being a part of all that. I was spreading myself thin. So I retracted from the building committee. Sometimes I pop back in just to make sure, because I want to make sure we're getting that money to make sure we have our own church. I love music, so I'm always be in that. The kids, I love the kids. Every now and then I go back, but I realize, with my knowledge and my skills, I know where I'm needed. So I'm starting to make my way back into the media ministry. And Calvin's like, yo, I need a break, like it's hard. And he's not even talking about just doing the work. He's also talking about dealing with the people as well. And it's like, I totally get it, man.
Bro.
Like, every now and then, you just need a break. So
I feel like if it wasn't for the people, I don't think Calvin would even take a break.
wouldn't even notice.
Yeah.
He probably just keep going.
It's really just like dealing with people, and then like there's so many different personalities. That's why it's like it's not easy to just be like, yo,
Right.
this is the way we're gonna do it. That's why I had to take a step back, because I can't really just be like, we're gonna do it this way. Even if I have a meeting about it, not everybody's gonna agree, and I was prepared for not everybody agreeing, but ever since I felt like God was calling me to be in something in the church, be some type of leader, I already knew what He was asking me to do. I'm gonna get pushed back for it. I don't know if this is like the first phase of pushback,
Probably is.
and the whole point was for me to change the minds of those who are stuck in their way. I can't do that. Knowing how people are and how people. This is the reason my hairline is the way it is.
You know who you sound like right now? Moses. That's exactly what Moses said to God.
Right.
Can't
And then
do
he went and parted the Red Sea.
But
It's not a matter of can't. It may be can't right now,
no.
or maybe it's
I definitely can. Right.
maybe it's a step you just
I just
are
don't-
neglecting to take. But
I
I'm
don't
not-
want
I shouldn't
to.
say you can't.
I don't want.
That's
Okay,
exactly
you
Moses
don't
was the
want
same.
to. Yeah, he's
I know.
like,
Moses
you
was
want
exactly
to.
the same.
Because I don't want to
Moses
sit
said,
here and deal with these
that's
people.
what Moses. You sound just like Moses. Moses was like, God, I can't. And then God was like, I made you. Yes, you can. And then Moses was like, I don't want to. And that's exactly what you sound like right now.
Right.
But in the end, God told Moses, He's like, I chose you. Who else is gonna do this? And
Right.
Moses gave an option. He was like,
His brother.
get my brother. And God was like, all right, since your brother's so good at it, I'm going to use him to translate for you, since you have this speech impediment all of a sudden. So now, what's your excuses? No matter what the excuses you make, God always has an answer, because He chose you, and He been chose you. He didn't choose you last year. He didn't chose you when you finally realized. He chose you before you even born. So this is not something where you just sit here and say, I can't, or I don't want to, because that's not you. You're 100% capable. But sometimes you have to be honest with yourself, and you need to dig deep and really see, what are the steps that I need to take to make sure this gets done, to make sure God's work gets done. At the end of the day, I at one point I just stopped caring about people. So many people in the church are going to think so many different things. They have no clue what you're going through. Have no clue what I'm going through. And the people in the church, they're going to switch up. Back when I was twisting my hair up, getting the cornrows and all that, they had every problem with it in the world. I had people who I had never spoken to in the church pull up to me talking about, I love you like you're my son. Why are you doing this to me? Lady, I don't know your first name. I don't know your peoples. I don't know who you are. This does not mean I don't care for you, but it's a big church. Sometimes we have 600 people in there at a time. I'm not going to know everybody. So the fact that you coming to me saying this, like I'm supposed to just know who you are, it doesn't matter to me. And it's crazy because even when I had my twisting and stuff, they were telling me, Jacob, it's time to preach. Jacob, go teach the kids. The same ones they're saying right now, I'm not saying you are a vagabond, but when you have that hair, you look like a vagabond.
But that's different compared to people that's supposed to be on the team of what you're trying to
It's
do.
not though,
I
because
don't think so.
it's not different because you just have to, now you just have to change the perspective. Now
So
they're
how?
looking at you. And so now you're the guy with the twist in your hair.
Must be nice.
Must be nice indeed.
That's a nice view.
Right now, I'm sorry, Phil. Right now, you're the guy with the twist in your hair to
Right.
everybody else. They're looking at you like, all right, these ideas that you have, you look like a vagabond. So they're not gonna like jump to follow you.
Right. So
I think though, what I did, I stuck to myself and I said, okay, this was a hairstyle I know I want right now. So I didn't ask what you think about it. I'm just going to go with it. You're not supposed to be so worried about what other people think that you stop doing God's work.
I think you got it. You got what I'm saying wrong. I'm not worried about what they're gonna think. As a matter of fact, I kind of showed that these past few months, I can care less of what anybody has to say, but my dad. And at the end of the day, the vision that I seen in what I'm doing, it's gonna break the church. And it kind of already. All I did was
Break the
ruffle.
church.
All I did was ruffle feathers.
Break
Okay,
the church
I don't-
good or break the church, like, because it could
But-
break the church,
Yeah,
like, okay, the
I mean,
church
I
fall
don't-
apart, or it could break the church. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't
So
know.
for me,
Break
I
the
feel
church
like
isn't a good thing.
it wouldn't really be like that's for me. Like I don't think it would be you breaking the church per se. I think it would just make the people who's not at your church for the right reason leave,
Right.
which means
Right.
they're not supposed to be there in the first place.
That's definitely a fact because a lot of times people will be put in situations where it's like, okay, why are you here? And if you're here for yourself, you're gonna go and find a place where you could do what you want for yourself. If you're here to
Exactly.
serve, and this is the best way to serve, this is the person God has chosen. If you're really praying and you're really looking to God, you will see. Why do you think people trust pastors so easily? By pastor, I mean pops. You think people just like, bro, he has a God-given ability to just know the word. He's a genius and he'll never say it. No one will. Because to everyone else, he's just a pastor. To people who actually know him, he's a genius. And that's why people are able to like, people who don't like perceive that he's a genius, they follow him so willingly because like, yes, he's a genius by himself, but it's what God has given him that has made him so profound as a pastor. In my opinion, like he can just go up there and go, and it's not him. So when he's in that position, although he has to, there are politics in church. You have to be like, as the pastor, you have to be neutral.
Right.
You cannot choose sides because then you make people start to feel like they don't belong.
Right.
And I understand that. But this does not mean you can excuse people for being wrong. When people are wrong, they have to take responsibility.
So
for being
what you're saying is
I feel like,
he has to tell bro he wrong.
in my opinion, yes, he does. I understand he's trying to be nice, though.
Yeah.
I get he's trying, because he's Haitian. Like, we're Haitian, but we never even been to Haiti. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we've been around Haitians. So we know what it is to be Haitian, but he knows what it is to, like, really be Haitian. So he knows how people are going to act before he ever does anything, which is why he's, like, he has to be calculated in all the decisions he's making. If he's dealing with, normal people, normal.
So-
Not I'm not gonna say normal people like Haitians are normal, but like I'm gonna say non-Haitians. Like let's say we're in a regular American church. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to say this without sounding offensive, but like we're in a regular American church. Let's just say that.
Avec blanc, you.
Everybody, fam.
Right,
Everybody.
right.
So, I feel like he would have a way easier time dealing with people like that because there's just a different culture. There's just a different way of thinking.
Cap.
I
honestly
I
feel like he
agree.
would. I honestly feel like he would.
Because he said to me himself, his words, they're worse. That's what he said to me, with his words, in his mouth, out his mouth.
I don't know.
Pause.
But I don't think so. I feel like with us Asians, we take it to a whole nother level that it doesn't need to be taken to.
Well,
man.
from what he told me, with his words, his own words, it's
If that's
worse.
what he said, I'm not gonna knock it. You feel me?
Maybe.
But
And I can say that for myself from what I seen with the other church.
from what
On the
I
other
mean,
side.
okay, what that was.
But let me stop you. Let me stop you there because you just said something that I had to go back to. Basically, you're saying that we should not think about other people's other people's thoughts, how they feel. We shouldn't.
Be considerate, but do not let them put you in a box.
Got you. So, what is the point of moving critically then?
What do you mean?
What is the point of taking a critical step? Because, like, you have to be strategic, is what you said. When you're dealing with certain people, is because you know how they're gonna take a certain thing, right?
Like I said,
That's basically what I'm doing. That's me. Because basically, that's you thinking about how somebody's gonna react, right? So, in order for me, that's what I'm trying to say. In order for me to like do the right thing, I have to move strategically.
right?
I can't just. That's why I'm stepping back. And now, like, because that's why I don't. I guess my whole thing is I don't want to break the church. I don't want it to be like, because that's my dad's fear. That's the thing you have to understand. Like, my dad's fear is he doesn't want to be dead, and then the church is gone.
Church falls apart. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's nobody to take. And we're here. Like, we just his kids alone. We should be able to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why like I'm taking into account how people feel. I'm taking into account how people think or how they're gonna react, because we can't just be like, bro, you can't just think about. You can't. Sometimes you kind of have to put yourself in a box. The point is to expand the box, is what I'm saying.
It's a bar. Drop a bomb. It's a bar.
Respect.
Yeah, I ain't hear that. Run it back.
Yeah, respect. Respect. But yeah, like that was my whole point. That's why I stepped back, so that now I know how you feel. Now I know how you think. Now I know how you feel about this. I have to do those certain things. That's just the way it's going to always be. And eventually, hopefully, once we expand the box, we'll be able to do a lot more other things, because we can put a lot more other things in the box.
Type beat.
I mean,
It's a bar.
What I wanted to say,
Drop
with
the bomb.
what you were saying, that with your dad being afraid,
go ahead.
with your dad being afraid of, like, when he passes away, that there's going to be no church. Why not, like, focus on, like, today? Like, yeah, I'll worry about tomorrow and, like, the future, but, like, focus on today.
That's the
And
point.
I feel like with this whole situation, I feel like it's pushing you guys back further.
So that's the whole point of us. That's the whole point of him doing what he's doing, where it's like, that's why I understand it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like, if you're gone, you have no control over anything. So then you have to leave it up to me, because I'm gonna be here when he's gone.
And
So I would have to think like him and make sure I don't break, what was already standing. And especially because what's standing is already tall, if I break it, it's gonna take way too long. Like we're how long we is 12, 13 years
12,
in,
I think 12.
and it took 12 years to get to this point. You know what I mean? Like,
And I think the way he's thinking about it is like, if he's thinking about the future, but he's also looking at the present at the same time. Because it's like, if this how they moving now, when it comes to the future, it's not going to get any better if we don't do something about this now.
so that's one of the things that he was saying in like one of the early morning meetups, is that he doesn't want the youth to go the same way that the church has already been going. He already knows how Haitian people are. And just by me doing one simple thing, the whole church damn near came down. You know what I mean? So it's like it's kind of already gonna it's gonna have to be like that for a number of years until I'm able to open up that box, like I said. That's why I'm afraid to break. That's the only reason I really care like that for other people's feelings or whatever, because it's like, at the end of the day, unfortunately, we are in a situation where we, you know, like our dad's a pastor, so it's I don't want to.
Unfortunate.
I don't know.
Hey, man, it's a lot of perks. I'll tell you that.
It's definitely a lot of perks,
It's a lot
but
of perks.
There is.
but I don't. What I'm about to say, I don't like to say it. But we're. It's almost like we're famous, basically. Like
Yeah.
we're in an eye, so that we have to act a certain way. Otherwise, it's like people are gonna see my dad the way they see me. You know what I'm saying? So like I can't do like what some of my other brothers are doing. You know what I mean? Like and like, no offense to Jaleb, but Jaleb can't get caught doing what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
because it's not a good look on him at the end of the day.
Yeah, cut that.
And I used to. I'm not gonna cut that.
You got to.
Why?
As dirty clothes in the family film.
Well, if you know, you know. But I don't. Now I'm starting to understand. Okay, we can't. My problem with them is how they were telling it to us, like, and it made us feel like, bro,
It made
you
us
only,
feel- it honestly made me
you
feel
only
like-
care about your image.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it
Like,
made me feel like,
Yeah.
hey,
but at the end of the day, like,
I'm not my own person.
right,
And
and I wasn't allowed to be my own person.
it really sucks.
You can't be your own person if your parents are like pastors and whatnot. 'Cause it's the same thing for me, especially with my mom. She pays so much attention. Sorry, she pays so much attention to like what the people in the church are saying. Like I know
I think the wives do that. Like
with
all the wives do that.
when I remember when I first colored my hair, she was like, "Oh, you can't go on the stage. You can't go on the stage and lead and all that stuff." And then I remember I got my nails done. I had acrylics, and then this lady from the church came up to me. She was like, "Oh, you know, in the Bible it says you're not supposed to get your nails done." And then later on when I got home, my mom brought it up again. I'm just like, why is that so important? The image thing.
It's okay. My dad, honestly, I did not agree with him, and I did not agree with my mom for the longest, because I was like, bro, I am not you. I am not you. I am not your. Like, I'm not living your life. It was just starting to get annoying, especially as I got older. Obviously, as a young teenager, you get older, you're starting to find yourself. You're trying to be your own person. You're trying to have your own personality. When your parents are telling you something like that, it's really nothing but, like, the most annoying thing to hear, because it's like, I'm trying to do me, but I got to worry about you. And you already done lived your life. Like, and I'm not saying he was done living his life. He still had much more to do, but God willing. But I have, if the Lord is willing, a lot ahead of me too. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more ahead of me. So hearing that was really just annoying. But again, as you get older, you also get wiser. And I also just really began to understand just how famous my dad was and how famous it made me in turn. And I don't say this to brag or anything. But a lot of people know him. So how I act and how I move, even when bro, all I know is at the end of the day, a lot of times it gets back to him. And it gets
Exactly.
back to him in the worst way. It gets back to him because the story gets changed,
Bro,
twisted
somebody-
so much before it gets to him that he gets to us and he's like, why did somebody tell me you skip school, sell drug?
But then, like,
I went to Walmart to pick up. I went to the pharmacy.
you know, the day that I realized that it was bad was when he called. No, somebody called me, trying to get to my dad to sue him. That's how I knew. Dang, we on a whole nother level. Somebody got my number, calling me to sue my dad.
That's weird.
That's weird.
Handle your ones, whoever you are. Handle your.
So it's like
ones.
that's why now, like, okay, if y'all just said that, like, I would have understood. But like that's why now it's like, bro, we have to move a certain way. And now he's starting to get to the point where like he's explaining like, yo, this is what it is. Like I want this to last when I'm gone. I want this to be here. That's my biggest fear, is that it's not gonna be here. So obviously, this is why I'm being the bigger person and I'm stepping back. It's not because I care about how people think or how people feel, whatever the case is. I can care less. All I'm saying is there's just certain ways to move about things, and once I move in those ways, I'll then be able to like expand the box. It's like that one. I don't know if you guys watch Good Girls, but it's like in the last season of Good Girls, basically the brother. I'm explaining.
I don't know what that is, right?
Basically, there's like a cartel dude that's kidnapping, or not kidnapping, but basically controlling these women to like money launder or whatever the case is. And the guy's brother is he's a mayor, but he's doing the same grimace that the other cartel dude is doing.
Jungle.
So it's like he played a role by, kissing butt, doing whatever, because that was the way to get to the top spot, to do what he's doing now, like to do the bad stuff that he's doing.
Yeah.
That's a bad analogy.
It's a bad analogy because they got a whole lot of drugs and whatnot.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
gotta
there's certain
humble
things you
yourself.
just gotta do to get to that point
Gotta
of
humble
okay,
yourself.
now it's like you can't even tell me nothing because I done
seen it all.
right. So it's like
That's a fact. That's a bar. Man, drop a bomb for that one. Boy. You feel me? This is real. In real life. I'm not gonna cap. The church is not as, and I really hate to say it because a lot of times it drives people away. But you can't come in expecting it to be perfect. I really hope if you are someone who's looking to find God, and looking for the love of Christ, I hope you find the love of Christ first and you stick around for it, because you're gonna need it to deal with a lot of people moving forward. The church is not a perfect place. The people in there are not perfect. But one thing for sure, there are people in there who are there to serve and who are there to love Christ and who are there to worship and who are there to just spread the gospel. They have no other purpose. They don't care about the beef. They don't care about anything going on. That is their purpose, and they know that. So I hope you find. That's why a lot of times when people ask like how you get people to stay in the church, show them the love of Jesus Christ. That's what I say, because when you show people that love and you tell them stick to it and emulate it, then it makes it easier for them moving forward to just keep, doing that, like to keep holding on to that love, to keep seeking that love as they come across situations like this. You know what I'm saying? And this is not to say that you have to get deeply involved with your church. You can definitely go and just worship. You can be a casual churchgoer. You can be an average Joe at church, just there to worship, to get the word, and to receive the blessing, because not everyone has to do something. But, your purpose may be elsewhere, or your purpose may be minor in the church. You might just be encouraging someone to be there just by being there. So You know, this is not to say you have to get involved, but if you are someone who gets involved, just keep that love of Jesus in your heart before you decide all Christians are, you know, bad people, because they're not. I promise.
Amen.
That being said,
That
though,
was a great episode.
that's the whole episode. I thought I had a video.
Yeah,
about
so we had something
We-
else planned, but
God wanted a different path for today.
Indeed. I mean,
the
who
crazy
knows?
thing, I
Who knows if
wasn't
y'all get
even
next week?
done with my week, low key.
LOL.
But
How are the rest of the week?
nah. I'll say that for next.
No, we gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about next week. We gotta talk about last week, next week, which is 2 weeks later.
It spills into this week.
That's tough.
Yeah. So,
Now, who knows? I don't know if y'all gonna have y'all. I don't know if y'all could book me twice. You know what I'm saying?
What?
I don't know if y'all could book me twice. Yeah, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I
Do me
had
a favor, please. Get out of here.
Anyways, he'll be back for part 2, guys.
who knows.
Whenever he's available.
yeah, because you live in Miami.
Yeah.
When's the next time you going back to Miami?
Fall. I'm looking for a place to stay. I'm currently homeless. Hopefully though,
Homeless.
You're not.
I have a home here. I don't have a home there right now.
Anyways.
Don't want to stay on campus anymore.
So
Do you have any social media people can follow you at that you want them to follow you on?
I mean, follow me on Instagram. I don't really do much on social media anymore. Follow me on Instagram, jsims.98. Yeah, sometimes I do photography. I have a page for that, but it's under construction. So if you follow my regular Instagram, you'll get updates about my photography stuff later down the line. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, everything else is I'm not really doing anything on there. I'm most active on Instagram. Yeah.
Okay. And as always, follow us, The Uncommons. Subscribe if you haven't already. Everything will be in the description box, and we will see you next Monday.
thank you.
Drop a bomb for the exit.